Hey, Dragonlings. This says we're live. I'm going to double check everything because StreamYard likes to lie to me about both starting streams and ending streams. So let's check it out. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, cool. We are actually live and everything's working the way it's supposed to. So hello, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Skye. I am a fantasy author who typically writes paranormal romance under the name SD Hegyes. And today is day 2 of the 7-day book challenge. The way we are doing things today is I have this lovely timer on the screen. This is the Pomodoro Kitty timer. We are going to do 6 25-minute sprints. Typically, I do 4 25-minute sprints, but because we're doing a special thing today, we are doing 6 of them. I tend to put writing prompts on the screen for those who want to write but don't know what they want to write about, and hopefully it'll inspire you to do some writing. I have no idea what I'm going to be working on today. So yesterday was day 1 of the writing challenge, and I did my first 3-hour stream, and I got about somewhere between 5 and 6K, I think, during the stream. And after the stream, I did several more sprints off and on throughout the day until I had to go to work. I finished that first story that I was working on for the 7-day book challenge. My goal is to write 2 or 3 of them, and I finished the first one, and I wrote 10K. So it was fantastic. I had a lovely day yesterday. I meant to post after I completed the first story, and I hit the end, and I hit 10K, and I was planning on posting to social media saying, "Hey, I did it, cool," and I never did it. I went to work. I took a quick hour nap before I went to work because I am still working this week. I just am working half days instead. I am super tired right now. I don't know why, because I've gotten enough sleep. Because I only worked 4 hours. I went to work. I got my 4 hours done. I came home. I went to bed. But I am dragging, and I don't know why. I think partially it's because it's cold, because it is still rainy outside, and the temperature is 40, low 40 degrees. It might still even be in the high 30s right now. I know when I got home, it was 37 degrees. It was cold. But I'm dragging. But I'm here, and I don't know what I'm going to work on. I think the first thing I'm going to do during this first sprint is I am going to post to social media that I completed the first of the 2 or 3 that I wanted to do story-wise for this challenge, and the fact that I hit 10K. I think that's what I'm going to do during the first sprint, and then maybe by then I'll have figured out where exactly I'm going with the second story, the third story. The second story I wanted to work on is the third story in the series. So anyways, we're 4 after. I'm going to go ahead and start getting us set up for that first sprint. Pixel, what are you doing? No, that's my moose. All right, Spaz Cat. Okay, we are 5 after. I'm going to get this first prompt up. Here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and get us started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. I managed to get the post written and up that I meant to do yesterday and completely spaced and did not do. Maybe I'll get day twos up on time, but since I'm doing them as recaps, maybe not. We'll see. And that's pretty much all I did during that sprint, other than chat with people. Like my sisters, I have a chat going on with my sisters and another friend of mine from North Carolina who has since moved and is moving back. And we're chatting about various different things. Otherwise, I didn't get much done as far as writing goes, but that's okay because I did complete the first of the stories I wanted to do for this challenge yesterday. And I'm like, while I won't go as far as to say I'm taking a break. I am kind of like percolating on ideas for this next story because I have a rough idea of what I wanted to happen in it, but not as clear of an idea as I did for the one I finished yesterday. So like the one I finished yesterday, I knew pretty much the whole story. I just had to get it down on paper. Whereas the one I'm going to start working on today, I'm like, these characters are going to go camping and they're going to come across cryptid, and that's all I know. The cryptid's going to save one of their lives. I don't know which one. Yes, I do, because it's the love interest. All right, let's see. I saw some comments. Hi, Sam. Welcome. Working on getting caught up after a long weekend off. Weren't you just at a con last weekend? I feel like you were at a con last weekend. Someone was at a con last weekend. I don't remember if it was you or someone else I know. Hi, Melissa. Welcome back. Just joined, so I have nothing done so far. That's okay. I'm going to be here for a couple hours. Oh, Facebook is not muted. I need to exit that tab. Okay. Otherwise, my sisters are going to go off on various things. Working on putting everyone's info in Notion that have signed up for Breaking the Block or Character Randomizer. I don't think I have ever even watched one of your Character Randomizer streams. Heroes Con. Okay. I thought it was you. Maybe it was multiple people, but I thought it was you that was at a con that was on AuthorTube. One of these days, I'll make it to Heroes Con back when I'm back in North Carolina again. I never did make it to Heroes Con, and I moved the second year of Galaxy Con. And I didn't. My dad went the first year of Galaxy Con. I don't remember why I couldn't. I think it was because of money issues, and then I was working that weekend. I really don't remember why I didn't go to Galaxy Con. I did go to Fayetteville Con both as a spectator, and I had a table at Fayetteville Comic Con a couple years in a row. And I went to a bunch of other smaller indie cons that were like small town cons. But I never made it to Heroes Con. I would love to make it to Galaxy Con. God, Galaxy Con would be a dream. Okay. My sisters and I are having a chat about books, so that's why I was like, which book are we talking about? Are we not liking it? Are we liking it? Because it was an author I do like. So I was just curious. Heroes Con. Whoa! I just closed the comments section. It's the best con I've been to. It's laid back. Everyone is nice. Well, at least 9% of them. Just kind of rare. Right? Like, I love the smaller cons for that reason, because they do get more friendly. I was at Fayetteville Con a couple years. The first year was definitely, I worked with the organizers behind the scenes at a couple of the smaller cons when they decided to do Fayetteville Comic Con. And I was like, oh, this is a much different atmosphere. And they were so hazard from trying to run the big con versus the smaller con. And while they were still nice, you could tell they were so stressed out that they were just not having the time of their life. And it was just so odd to see them in the smaller setting versus the bigger setting. And I was just like, you poor people, please rest and relax. Like, can you take a breath? I've been to Animazement once back in 2008, back when I was 18, and me and my group of my friends went and stayed the night. In fact, actually, one of my scars came from there because my stupid self decided to open a pack of batteries with a knife that had just been sharpened, and I didn't know. So that's fun. Spending the first night of Animazement at the hospital getting stitches in your hand. Dragon Con to me is that con that I tell myself I would love to go to, both as a regular spectator and as an author. I paused the timer because I want to talk about cons right now. Hey, Jenna. Uh, and I've never heard of Otakon. Otakon. I don't know how to pronounce that. I have heard of it. I've seen people talk about it, but I don't know anything about it beyond that. Same thing with I'm going to mispronounce this. Ichiban-con. I think that's how you pronounce that. I am probably butchering it, and I apologize. But anyways, Dragon Con is one of those cons that I tell myself I would love to go to, but then I see all the pictures of how many people are there at that, and I'm just like, that is not a good idea for me. I my battery drains the more people that I'm around, the faster my social battery just goes, and I know myself well enough to know that as much as I would like to go to Dragon Con, I don't think I can handle Dragon Con. Oh, cool. I did get it right. Yay. The funny part was with going to Animazement is I had just been introduced to anime. I was watching Hellsing with my friends, and we all dressed up as various characters from the animes we love. And because Hellsing was one of my first animes outside of like Pokemon and Sailor Moon, and one of my friends had a costume for I don't remember the character's name because now I'm gonna have to look it up. So I went into the hospital dressed as a Nazi. The looks I got. The looks I got. I was just like, oh, somebody kill me now, please. I was just oh god. What was the name of that character? I think he was a werewolf. They were a werewolf. No. Blonde hair. Maybe they were a vampire. For some reason, I'm thinking werewolf, but probably it's been a long time since I've watched Hellsing. Okay, I apologize. But yeah. Oh goodness, let's see. Work Dragon Con as an EMT. Never want to go. Oh, jeez, I do not blame you. I could not imagine doing that. Character artist Jeremy wants us to share a booth at Dragon Con once the books take off, and I'm like, are you sure you can handle that? Just don't plan to ever leaving the table ever. You'll get lost forever. Hi, Amy. Did you have a happy birthday yesterday? I just need to know because you never responded to me in my messages and my slew of gifts that I sent you. Bring my teacher bladder with me. Got it. It might have been Saris. I just need to look up a cast of characters, Hellsing characters. Like, I will know them when I see it. Yes, it was Saris. So yeah, I went to the hospital dressed as Saris to get stitches in my hand and getting so much side-eye because of the fact that I'm dressed as a Nazi. I had removed the wig by then, and it was at a very busy hospital. No one knew the con was going on. Like, oh my god, it was a fantastic way to start the weekend. Oh. And back then, my personality was so different. I was just like, oh god, please, someone kill me. Take me off this earth. Can I change costumes? Can I trade with someone, please, for the rest of the weekend? Oh god. Now I look back and I laugh, but back then I was just so done with the world. I was ready for I was like, can my wound be terribly bad that you just put me out of my misery? Please just take me out. All right, we're gonna start the second sprint now that we've chatted about different cons and stuff. Amy, I like how you responded now that I've blasted you on the internet. Not my intention, by the way. Sorry. I just hope you had a happy birthday. Anyways, here we go. We're going to start this next sprint. Let me put up the second prompt for those who want to write but don't know what they want to write about. And we are going to start in 3, 2, 1, Let's go. Oops, it helps if I actually press the button. 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, that is time. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. I set up documents for the rest of the stories that are in this series because while I am kind of brainstorming what's supposed to happen in the third story of the series, I don't really have any concrete plans of what's supposed to happen. I know the coupling, and that's pretty much it. I'd had a lot more time to percolate on ideas, especially since I already had some ideas for the second story before I started the second story. Plus, I originally started the draft in January and then just completely scrapped that draft and was like, let's start over. So, like, I had ideas of what was going to happen in the second story, which made it so much easier to finish yesterday, or start and finish yesterday, I should say. But with the third story, I know who the couple is. I know a rough idea of what's going to happen. I know they're going to go on a camping trip, and um, the love interest is going to save her from a bear. And that's pretty much the extent of what I know. Much harder to work with a story when you don't know anything more than that. So, all right. I'm glad you had a super chill level up day, Amy. That's fantastic. I love hearing that. And that was what made me comment, was I saw that you messaged me and said thank you after I blasted you here. But that's okay. I'm glad it was a great day. Let's see. Jenna is editing and fact checking while editing for a client. Okay. Sam finished the Notion board, moved on to adding in the dates for breaking the block and sign up on G-Form. That was the one thing that did confuse me, Sam. I'm not gonna lie, and it threw me for a loop. So you had the form for breaking the block and the character randomizer on the same sheet. And I was just like, I don't want to sign up for the character randomizer. I don't know enough about that to do this. I'm gonna pretend I know what I'm doing when I fill this out. Let's see. Melissa edited 5 pages. Only 7 more pages to go. Is this for the round that's due Friday to the editor? If so, congratulations. That's awesome. You're getting so much done. I'm so proud of everyone. They're getting so much done. But yeah, I was like, since I'm not able to really think about this story, I will just create Scrivener documents for all the stories so that I can just open them up and go. And now I'm like putting headings for the chapters and stuff, because all I put for my headings as far as these stories go is chapter 1, love interest name, chapter 2, female character's name, because the way I've got these stories formatted is there's 9 chapters total. The first and last chapter are in the POV of the love interest. And then the middle chapters, the middle 7 chapters, yes, I can count 7, 8, 9. Yes, the middle 7 chapters are all from the female, one of the sisters' POV. Hey, JC. I was waiting to add them until I knew if the breaking the block was needed. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. All I knew is that when I was filling out that form, I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I hope this is right. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to work on the next sprint, but I'm going to work on something. Probably going to continue doing what I was doing and setting up the Scrivener documents and making sure they're good to go. And I apologize. I'm really, it's cold in here. It is cold and I'm all warm and snuggly, but I keep choking myself too. Okay, let's see. Did I miss any comments? No, I did not. Cool. Yeah, I love how productive everyone's being on these streams. That's like one of my favorite things about doing live streams, is seeing everyone working on so many different things and being extremely productive on all of them. Because it doesn't matter what seems to be going on, everyone is getting things done. It may not be, like in my case, it may not be what I was originally planning on working on, but I'm still getting things done, and it's all stuff that needs to get done anyways. So I doubt I'm going to have a 10K day today. I doubt I'm going to get a story finished today like I did yesterday, but I'm still riding the high of yesterday, so it's okay. Reminds me I need to add a POV. Okay, we're going to start this last sprint, then I'll come back to comments. Starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, that is time. Let me know what you did, how you did in the comments. I did a lot of random stuff in Notion to kind of prepare myself for the next several stories in this short story collection, and then I brainstormed titles for the next book. I also picked one of the titles for the one I finished yesterday. I picked one of the titles that I had brainstormed for that a few months ago. So win-win. I got stuff done. Maybe again, I'm not getting everything I wanted to get done today, but at the same time, I'm still accomplishing things, and that's all I care about. What about you guys? What have you guys been up to? Let's see. Dark Project joined us. Hello, hello. Doing admin stuff. Wanted to come by and say hi. Well, hello. Thank you for dropping by. Okay. Reminds me, I need to add a POV to capture the Empress, and this POV is a dude who can read minds through touching the person. Ooh. He's got he's touchy feel all the time. I have a character that they can't read minds. Like I haven't done any stories where the characters read minds, but I do have a character in like a sci-fi story that I want to do someday. I'm not at the point where I can do that. When she is she can't read minds, but she can like catch intentions, if that makes sense. Like she'll know whether or not they're not exactly telling the truth, but like that their moral compass is going the right way or wrong way. It's hard to describe, but she can only do it if she's like intimate with them. So like she goes up randomly sometimes and just kisses people on the cheek and knows how they're doing and stuff like that, as far as like whether or not they're doing okay things or bad things. It's really hard to describe, but at the same time it gets hilarious thing happens. So yeah, that's been fun to write little snippets of every once in a while when I think of them, and I'm like, oh yeah, this would be a hilarious scenario. Melissa finished round of edits. Woohoo! Now I'll go through and check repetition. Congratulations, that's awesome. I too also aim for as clean a draft as possible when I send it to an editor. My editor emailed me yesterday, and she was like, by the way, I forgot to ask, is this supposed to be a developmental edit or a line edit? And I was like, honestly, I think it's okay with just the line edit since it was published previously and has been edited a great deal since then. But if you see anything that requires developmental editing, feel free. Getting author content switched over to this channel from the old one for a fresh start. Hoping the algorithm... Man, the algorithm is so picky, it's not even funny. Part of me is like, man, I wish I could just delete all of the old videos and start fresh with like brand new content. And then I think back and I'm like, no, because the whole point of this channel was to to follow the journey of my author career. And that's exactly what this channel does, is follows the journey of my author career. One of my first couple of videos was a unboxing of paperbacks. So like, I don't want to, but at the same time I do, because I'm like, don't watch the old videos. Oh yes, please watch the old videos. See, I made sure I had a list for today, started loading the dishwasher up so I can brainstorm the rest of my Medium article. Woo! I think your character and mine would love torturing others together. The fun part is like, this was supposed to be part of like a superhero story. And then where everyone who became like, the idea came to me because I had the idea for like a villain. And then I was like, okay, so who cleans up after the superheroes and the villains have their battles? Like, who cleans up? So the main two characters was this villain who didn't realize they were a villain because they got basically what essentially is multiple personalities, the two peoples in one body kind of thing, where one takes over for the other every once in a while, and the one that takes over is the villain, and the good guy doesn't remember. And then her boyfriend, partner / roommate is one of the people that cleans up after the villains and heroes have their battles. So like, I had so many ideas, and every once in a while I think about it and I write a snippet, and that's it. That's all as far as I get. Anyways, let's do this next sprint starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time. Let me know what you did, how you did in the comments. Let me just copy over this real quick. Boop. All righty. Just like that. That is complete. All righty. I can close out of that. Oh, the cat timer is going to go for 15 minutes, but we're gonna jump back into writing before that. All right, let's see what everyone said in the comment section. I got more Notion stuff done. I have pretty much determined that I am not going to be doing any actual writing during this stream. I am going to be updating Notion and doing all the admin stuff in Notion before I get some writing done after the stream, probably. I am brainstorming ideas while I do other things, so I am thinking about the story. I'm just not getting any writing done on said story during the stream. So thanks for hosting, heading out. Oh, Jenna, you're probably already gone, but if you're not, have a good day. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Oh, same thing with Sam. You said you had a Zoom class meeting thing, so you won't be able to hear me. So have a good day. Let's see. What I love most about talking about different projects is that every time I talk about a project on a stream and everyone's like, "Oh, I love that idea." It gives me more ideas to work on said story, which is not what I need. So because I don't have any actual like concrete stuff for the superhero villain story, other than like snippets here and there, I've never actually created a file for it in Notion. Guess what I did on that last sprint? I totally created a file for it just so that when I do go back and play with it, I can put updates in my writing journal and be like, this is what I worked on today. And I've got a couple other projects I need to do that with because there are projects where I'm like, am I going to write and publish this? Am I not? I don't know. And I need to just go ahead and put them in Notion so that when I update the writing journal, it actually looks like I worked on something versus not working on anything at all. So one of these days I will figure my shenanigan out. Amy got another client website on the books. Woohoo! That's awesome. Congrats. Dark Project, only one more video to upload and schedule. Then I can go back to some writing. I have to refilm a video. I was talking about on live stream yesterday that I had filmed a video and all I had to do was edit it. But when I went back and was starting to edit it, I discovered that the sound was wonky and I'm not certain why because I film all my videos with my phone. I think it was partially because of the weather because it was raining off and on and it just threw off the audio. So I have to refilm that so I can upload it tomorrow. So at some point today, I'm going to be filming a video so that I can edit and upload for tomorrow. Melissa treated myself to starting a book. I've been dreaming for a couple. Ooh, what kind of book? Like, is this a new writing project? Got some really good ideas I wanted to put down. Yes, I love it when that kind of stuff happens. I was actually technology is great until it isn't, right? Yeah. Speaking of ideas, like 90% of my story ideas come from dreams. Like I've never lied about that. I can go look at my projects now and hold on, let me see. I've got files created for multiple. Okay, of the series, that one was a dream cover. I saw the cover and I was like, ooh, story idea. Cover, dream. I don't remember. Dream. Nope, that's not a dream. That one's fanfic. Read a fanfic and I was like, oh, what if we did this instead? Dream. Okay, so of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 series. Oh, that's just under one pen name. 15 series under one pen name that I have. 90% of them are from dreams originally. So, yeah. And one of them I had originally published as a short story and got the idea for more stories in the series. And now it's a 4-book series. 2 of them are out. I have not reached the dream sequence because that's in the final book. So I love it. I love it. I love when things like that happen. And the other series, the one I've got coming out in December, the first book was from a dream. The flashback that's in that book is from a dream sequence, and now it inspired like 3 other books in the series. So fun stuff. But that's what I was talking about, where I have other projects I should probably just add into my Notion. They're all like dream sequences that I'm like, yeah, this is a story idea I want to continue working on, kind of thing. And I haven't added them. Feels useless to sleep if you don't get told a story while you do, right? I I really do wish there was a machine that would record dreams and just like either in movie form or in like writing form. I really need this machine. I need someone to invent it, please. It'd make things so much easier when trying to write. Opened my creative writing folder from college the other day. That was a mistake. Why was it a mistake though? I've seen a couple people recently been like reading my stories from when I was 13, and I'm like, I don't have any of those. Thank goodness. I have moved so many times that I've lost so many notebooks that I do not have any of my earliest writings. The oldest story I have, if I didn't publish those earliest writings to fictionpress.com, if I didn't publish any of them to fan fiction, or not fan fiction, fiction press, geez, why do I keep saying fan fiction? And even those I did in late middle school, early high school. So all of those stories that are posted to that site are from late middle school, early high school, 8th, 9th grade. And everything onward that I have is from that time period onward. I don't have any of my stories that I wrote between like 5th grade to 8th grade. None of them. I don't know what happened to them. That was back in the days when I was writing everything on paper. But I had so many completed stories. I had several notebooks full of stories, and I don't have any of them anymore. And while I actually do in my Notion project have one of the series that I wrote with plans of rewriting it and adding some extra books, I don't have any of the original stories that I had drafted for those, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because that writing was probably horrible. And I want to think about the ideas, but not the writing itself. But at the same time, it sucks because I'm like, I really could have used that to help me do a new outline for the new story. Because I bet there was good ideas in there. Found so many story starters that I've forgotten. Dear Lord, don't have to. Right? I'm slowly digitizing all my stuff and all my notes. And I found more paperwork. So I have a pen name that's between me and a partner. And there was like a couple of days in a row where we brainstormed like 10 plus stories. Some of them were trilogies, some of them were standalones and stuff like that. And I found all of our handwritten notes from these stories. And the only one I've actually put in my Notion was the one I've already started writing a couple of years ago. Never finished it because we were like, okay, let's put this on hold for a couple of years until we're both ready to tackle it and we're in the mindset to tackle it and we're able to tackle it. And we do have plans to start tackling that next year. But at the same time, I found all my handwritten notes for these stories. And I'm like, this just adds like 12 more stories to my list of things I need to work on. Woohoo. And all of them are literally story starters, pretty much. Like that was what my partner's idea, what my partner came up with the ideas, and we worked together on the outlines, and then I am going to write the stories themselves. And they're all supposed to be like novellas that are like contemporary romance, feely good, happily ever after, no cheating kind of things. Like they're short and sweet novellas, so it won't take long to write them. I just gotta write them. But at the same time, it just adds more projects to my list of things to do. I have a notebook that's full of story ideas, and I've been slowly like doing transcription where I record myself reading them, and then I have Dragon, which is on this computer, transcribe them, and then I just edit them and copy and paste. Mike's husband destroyed a hard drive that had things. Oh no. I am so sorry. And that's actually one of the reasons, not that exact reason, but that's one of the reasons I don't have any of my earlier stuff that was typed up. because from 8th grade onward, I did start typing up those notebooks, which is probably why I don't have the notebooks anymore. I did start typing all those stories up, but it was on an old desktop computer that was like the family computer. And that thing was already old when I started typing up stories, and the hard drive gave out on it. So I don't have access to those stories anymore. That being said, with the way technology is and the way we can like scrap hard drives, maybe because it didn't corrupt or anything, it just died. So maybe there's a possibility I can take that old hard drive to a shop and be like, hey, can we get any of the files off of here? And if we can, I might have access to all of my middle school stories, honestly, which would be kind of cool. However, that dinosaur computer is packed up and buried in boxes in my parents' workshop. So A, they're in North Carolina and I'm in Montana. That's a bit of a drive for a hard drive. And B, we don't know where said dinosaur computer is. So they're there somewhere, possibly. Oh God, I remember floppies because I was putting stories on floppies. I was putting stuff on flash drives. Heck, I've got 2 flash drives right here. And when I was converting everything, I was pulling stories off of these flash drives, and every other file was corrupted. I was like, man, this is why I switched from flash drives. I've got more flash drives that I got everything off of that wasn't corrupted, but those I think I'm still working on, and then I'll toss them. Didn't start typing my stories until I was out of high school. I had a high school computer class, and legit, the reason I was able to type up so much stuff is that I was a much faster typer than half the class that I was working with, including my husband. We were in that class together. And the teacher got to the point where he's like, okay, if you finish your work and you can show me you finish your work, I don't care what you do for the rest of the class. And I was like, cool, thanks. And one of my favorite stories that my husband actually read as I was typing it was one I wrote start to finish in that class. And that was after I finished that, I would start bringing my notebooks in and type all the stories up. So that's where I got most of my stories typed up at. And they were probably on a flash drive and they're gone now. Who knows? Because I went from saving them on the desktop to saving them to floppies. And after the floppies started getting corrupted, about the same time the floppies started going dead and flash drives came out, and I started switching to flash drives. And now I have everything saved to cloud and external hard drives and desktops and stuff like that. Like I've got stuff saved in multiple places. So it worked out in the end. It's just, I just don't have any of that pre-middle school stuff. Because I started writing when I was 7 or 8, maybe earlier than that. Basically, the moment I could pick up a pencil, I started writing down the story. I started transcribing the games that my sisters and I would play. That was the initial stories I wrote, was just a transcription of the games we were playing with our toy horses and stuff. And then I think it was in 4th or 5th grade was when I actually started writing brand new stories, fictional stories, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I don't have any of those notebooks anymore. They are all gone. Has some stuff. Ooh, electric typewriter. I wanted an electric typewriter so bad, and I finally found one for like $30 at a yard sale. And I was like, okay, this will be awesome if it works. And I brought it home, and it did work for a little bit, but it was so clunky. And by that time, I was so used to using like a keyboard that it irritated me that I could not backspace. I think typewriters are a magical tool if you are trying to like train yourself not to make as many typos, but at the same time, it's like that's so much paper wasted because one little typer just screws you up forever, and you're just like, ah. So sufficient to say that when that ran out of ink, I did not go and purchase more ink for it. In fact, I don't think I have it anymore. I wanted one so badly and I hated it. Whoops. What's my phone saying? We're going to start the next sprint soon. We've been chatting for a bit. Oh, organizer. Okay, cool. So here is the next prompt for those who want to write but don't know what they want to write about. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. All right, that is time. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments below. I managed to create more banners for various projects for Notion because apparently I'm not getting work done today, which is fine. It's fine. I promise it's fine. Let's see, 0 words written, which means my total is still 0 words. That makes it sound so bad. Okay, but I was actually creating the Notion banners. I didn't realize I hadn't created banners for the 2 projects that I'm like flip-flopping between for this challenge. So like they just have the generic banner on the Notion file. And so like I spent the last sprint creating banners for them under the new with the new project, especially since one of them does have a cover. I have to retitle it because I gave it I told the artist the wrong title, but that's on me, not them, and it's not going to be updated until I'm ready to publish anyway. So, because that's what I tend to do. I was like, I tend to not tell them. I tend not to tell them to update titles until I'm ready to publish. So all of the covers that are put in my Notion project are not updated at all, except for the ones that are published. So all of them can be changed and will be changed. Got the last thing uploaded. I'm unticking all the crap Twitter thinks I'm interested to improve my feed. I feel that because I avoid Twitter, honestly, just because I'm not a Twitter fan. I was never a Twitter fan. Too much stuff happens, and I'm like, by the time I finish reading something, it's already changed and like updated. So it's like, what was the point? Oh, my nose itches. People need to quit talking about me. Do. Okay, so I need to do which ones? Page 7 and page 1. Okay, cool. I'm continuing to work on stuff while I'm talking. And by that I mean I'm downloading the images that I created so I can upload them to the project file. So that'll be done. And I can mark that off my list. Melissa began reading chapter synopsis and started laundry. Awesome. I've got to go put laundry away. We have one more sprint left to do. And then once I hop off this stream, I'm going to go put laundry away, reload my dirty laundry baskets, and get them ready to take with me to the laundromat. Because I might be doing laundry tomorrow or Thursday. One of the two. Probably not tomorrow. There's a lot of things going on tomorrow. I've got a meeting in town, possibly. I sent an email to my boss yesterday to ask if I needed to be at that meeting. And I'll find out tonight when I go in whether or not I actually do. And if I do, obviously I won't be doing laundry. And the girls also have chicken club tomorrow for 4-H. So got to do that. And then the oldest has shotgun on Thursday. And if I don't do it on Wednesday, if I have that meeting on Wednesday, I won't do laundry, but I will do it on Thursday while she's at her shotgun meeting. So, but yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. I guess I can download this one too, because I only need to download the 2. Okay. Because there's no cover for this one yet. This one and this one. Boop. Boop. Okay, cool. And while those are downloading, I can upload those eventually. Oh my goodness. It would be nice to actually get some writing done on this stream, but at the same time, it's probably not going to happen because I've just been working on other things and updating Notion, and that's fine. Like, it's okay. I'm going to try to knock out a few micro horror. When you say micro horror, are you doing like less than 100 words? Like, is there a max word count you're doing for the micro horror? I'm just curious because I hear about micro short stories all the time, but I don't know enough about them to know anything about them. And it makes me curious. I want to know. I want to know all the things because I'm nosy. And I'm curious, like, do you post these somewhere too? The micro horror stories? Because I'm curious how those would do. I know a lot of people have been doing stuff on Ream lately, and I'm curious if you're going to post them to somewhere like that, or if you just keep them for yourself as practice for writing. Hi, Ogre. Do you need to go outside? I will let you outside in a second. We're going to start this next sprint in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. That is time, everyone. Let me know in the comments how you did and what you did. And that was perfect timing because the song literally ended right as the cat meowed. So, perfect timing, perfect timing. Woo, woo, ta-na-na. All right, I'm going to close the cat timer because that was our last sprint. All right, Dark Project. I do 150 words for mine so I can narrate them in under a minute as a short. That's awesome. I've got them on Ream, do them on Twitter too. I've got to put them all together in a paperback later this year. That's awesome. I love that. I see so many people doing Ream now that I'm like, do I want to do Ream stories? That would be a good way, since I do so much project hopping, that would be a good way for people to see that I'm actually working on stuff. Like, I've been debating it. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I will figure it out. Okay. I did more updating of Notion stuff via Canva and my Notion project files itself. I'm trying to figure out a system in Canva to like keep everything organized, and I'm organizing stuff in Notion as well. I will be doing a talk for the AWC about my Notion, what I call my Notion project, which is basically my story. I call it my storybook of stories. Because of how much stuff it has in it. It is massive. And yeah, but suffice it to say, there's a lot going on with this. And I'm still, every day I think of something new to add to it. So I know one of the reasons I haven't done like a full on tour of it is because of the fact that I know as soon as I do a tour of it, I'll be like, oh, let me update this. And that bothers me. I know it's going to happen. Let's see. Melissa added 105 words. That's awesome. Sam is back, finished up with the Zoom, now working on more promo images for Breaking the Block and scheduling out the lives for them. I am super excited for Breaking the Block. That helped me so much because that was part of what allowed me to create that the spinning wheel of chaotic doom. And it just, I was just like, oh, this is brilliant. And it has helped so much. So I'm super excited about doing more Breaking the Block. Dark Project practicing digital art too, so I want to use the microfix to do some sketchy ink drawings in the style of scary stories. Ooh, I love those. I hate hardbacks. I'm not a fan of hardbacks, but I remembered reading this as a kid and loving the artwork that went with it, and I couldn't find a paperback copy that had the original artwork. So when I found this for like $5 at a used bookstore with the original artwork, I was like, yes, and I bought it. It is like one of the only hardbacks on my shelf because while my husband doesn't mind hardbacks, in fact, he prefers the hardbacks, I prefer a paperback, mostly because they're cheaper and also because I can handle them better. And so there's like two hardbacks on my shelf. One was a Christmas gift. And this is just counting fictional stories, not nonfiction. Nonfiction is a different beastie. We do not talk about nonfiction as far as like what format it is. But I've got, if I actually go by the whole fiction thing, I've only got this one hardback. Everything else is paperback. The other hardback I mentioned that was a gift was Stephen King's On Writing, which I got when I was like a teenage, preteen. I was like 12 or 13. So. But yeah, that being said, I love that you're doing that with the inky sketches like that because that is too cool. I love that. And it works so well with horror. It does. That's my problem too. Once I change. Yes. Spinning wheel of project. I have not made it a hashtag, but I think I will now that you've said something. My kid who's obsessed with horror stuff right now, we bought her the whole collection of one of the Five Nights at Freddy's, the 13 book collection. It's one of the offsets of the original series, But we bought her the whole collection, and this is my child that doesn't like reading, and she is blazing through the books now that we've bought her the whole collection. We bought her the box set. I'm a very big fan of box sets because you know all the books are going to match cover-wise. Because let me show you something that irritates me. Speaking of covers that don't match. I got 2 nonfiction books recently, craft books, because I've been hearing so much about them, and I was like, ooh, look at these. They've got matching covers. They're part of a series. They sent me the old cover. I ordered the one that matched this one, but they sent me the old one. I'm so mad because they're different sizes. They're the same height. They stick out of the shelf, and it's just a small difference, but they don't match. It bothers me so much. My husband straight up asked me, because he knows about my nuances with this. He straight up asked me, he's like, so are you going to send it back and order a new copy? And I was like, I am tempted. Because I am tempted. I wanted the white cover. I thought that was so cool. And they sent me this one. The bastards. That was my chair scraping against the desk. I had to put them back. But yeah, so I'm so annoyed that they don't match. Oh goodness, because I specifically got that one, so I specifically ordered that one so I could get the matching cover, and I'm so mad. When I lived, okay, so I used to work at a used bookstore, and before they closed the Edward McKay's in Fayetteville, I used to work there. And yeah, half of my shelf is used books from that store. And in that case, I didn't really care if the books didn't match. But like now that I'm having to order them online because I don't have a used bookstore, the closest bookstore is an hour and a half away, and it doesn't have a lot of pickings. Now that I'm further away and I order all my books online, when I do, first of all, I don't get a lot of books paperback wise. I will order an ebook and pay for an ebook before I ever get a paperback. And so the paperbacks I do get are like the ones I want to read over and over again. Or in the case of the craft books, it's the ones I want to highlight and make a bunch of notes on, which is harder for me to do in ebooks for some reason. I don't know why, at least with craft books. Vietnam, yes, that's exactly what it is. But now that I'm ordering books, I want the covers to match. I put off in ordering the Inheritance series, and it makes me mad because then they announced the new book, Murtagh, and every cover of the series now has that permanent sticker on it that says includes sneak peek from Murtagh, and I'm like, but at least I found covers that match with the series. So when I bought them individually, because they stopped selling the book set, I got the covers to match. So, meh. I like physical craft books for highlight. Yeah. I have not read either of those books that I showed you, Anatomy of a Story and Anatomy of Genres. I have not read either one, but I knew that they were ones that people like. I don't know about genres, but I hear people talking about stories all the time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get it, order it, because the ebook was almost just the same amount as price wise because there was some kind of sale going on and it was marked down. So it was actually cheaper for me to get the paperbacks than it was the ebook. Craft books are like the only exception where I might buy the paperback before the ebook because of the fact that I like highlighting stuff and making so many notes. And because I don't order them that often either. I still prefer to do the ebooks of those first, and then if I like the ebook enough, I will order a paperback copy. But I am more likely to order a paperback copy without reading an ebook first, just because of how many notes I do take. Okay, let's see. Did I miss any comments when I was talking about various stuff? I don't think I did. No. Yeah, I moved away from, I lived like an hour north. Okay, I like to tell people I lived an hour south of Raleigh, an hour north of Fayetteville, and like 3 hours away from Charlotte when I was living in North Carolina. And did they really, after I moved, did they really change Fort Bragg's name? Like, I hear people joking about it all the time, and I don't know if it's actually been changed, and I have not dared to ask my family because I don't want to sound stupid. So, of course, I'm going to ask the internet where I'm going to sound even more stupid. Did they actually change Fort Bragg's name to something else? Like, I really want to know. Or is that just a joke? Because I was like 30 minutes away from Fort Bragg, the edge of Fort Bragg. All right. I don't really have a lot otherwise. I'm going to continue working on this Notion project. I figured out a new system that I want to incorporate before I forget. So once the stream ends, I'm going to be doing that. And then I'm going to hopefully brainstorm, not stem, storm some more ideas for the next Sultry Solstices book so I can get that worked on at least a little bit today. I would like to get some words in today. And since, again, I don't have any other priorities. Oh, they did change it to Fort Liberty. Really? Really? Was there something wrong with Fort Bragg? I thought it was just a joke. I'm not kidding. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel some kind of way. And those feelings are mixed. My first initial thought is, what the fuck? Yes, exactly. Really? Oh, God. On that note, I think I need to get off of here because I'm just... Amy, I might come rant to you because I know you still live in North Carolina, so I might come rant to you about that because that's... What? Okay, let's see. I think we all made the same face. Oh, goodness. They refused to pick a name from the list of people given to them, so they picked the word. Are you serious? So they legit said, hey, here's a list. We want you to pick one. And they just was like, oh, we don't like this list. Bye. We're going to pick Liberty. Seriously? Seriously. Why did they even need to change the name in the first place? That's my question. Like, why? It's been called Fort Bragg for so long. Why did they need to change it in the first place? Redneckism. Redneckism. Press conference and everything. Oh, God, no. Why? I have no words. I've got nothing. All right, I need to wrap this up. Guys, it's been fun. I have loved having you guys with me today. We got so much stuff done. In my case, it wasn't anything I had planned on working on today, but you know what? I'm getting stuff done. I've got record of said stuff. And yeah, I'm going to hop off here. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Mountain Time for some more sprints. Again, we're going to be doing live streams every day this week until Sunday. It was named after a Confederate general, and it was like one of the 8 bases that oh, I didn't realize there was other bases that changed their names. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better about it. I thought it was just Fort Bragg changing their name, and again, I thought it was I half thought it was a joke. But that makes me feel a little bit itty bitty better. Not much better, but a itty bitty better. Anyways, we're doing streams all week long until Sunday. Sunday will be the last time I do 3-hour streams with 6 sprints. So join me. We're going to do, hopefully I'll get more writing done tomorrow, actual writing. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Bye, everyone.